So this message came in this morning, and it's believed from Germany, based on the phone number that sent it has a German's dialing code. Okay, so it reads, "Hello, I've got a problem with my Peugeot 407 with 2.2 um, 2.2 with 158 horsepower. And after I've changed the timing belt, the engine doesn't run smooth. It ran smooth for about a minute at the first start. Then after I accelerated it, it started to run bad, and sometimes the engine died. I have no idea what this might be. Also, when I accelerate it, it makes some bad metallic sound for a moment. Do you have any idea what this might be? Thanks in advance." Yes, I have idea. When it comes to car diagnosis, and when people bring their Peugeot vehicles for diagnosis and repairs, what I usually do is, depending on the type of symptoms the car is exhibiting, so I always ask what if there was any work done on the car before the symptoms came up, or right after the owner started experiencing that symptom. So what if something was done on the car, or some kind of repairs was done? So I will start from there. I will go back to whatever that was done and look at it to know if it was not properly done, which could be the reason for those symptoms to come up, or those issues. So I will say apply the same here. Yes, if since you did a timing job, you replaced the timing belt, and that was when you started experiencing this issue. If that is the case, it appears obvious. I use the word appears that your timing was not correct. Over here in Nigeria, most mechanics, they don't know how to set the EW12J4 timing belt, make the timing correct. The camshaft and the crankshaft to synchronize very well. They usually make that mistake on the camshaft sprockets, including the VTC, variable timing camshaft sprockets. That's where they usually make mistake. They don't set it, so they don't align with the crankshaft. So it's possible that your timing is off. So how do you find out if that is off? I would suggest you scan the vehicle. Don't use ordinary scan tool. There are some things that those generic scan tools can access from the engine ECU, while there are some that they won't be able to access. There are some faults you won't see. In fact, there are some faults that when they are there, if you scan the vehicle, it will show you different fault definition. But when you use a professional scan tool, it will show you something else. So that's why I prefer, in this case, use a professional diagnostic tool or scan tool when it comes to issues like timing and stuff like that. So if you have a Peugeot Planet 2000, that's PP2000, or Lazier, they call it different names, or Diag Box, I'll prefer that one. If you have any other professional scan tools, better ones, just scan it, see what's going on. Whatever that's causing this, it will be in the engine ECU. So it's, like I said, it's possible that your timing is not correct. You didn't set it well when you put, not the belt. I'm not saying the belt is the problem. I'm saying the timing. You didn't time it well, so the engine is now misbehaving. However, if you said you're hearing something like a bad metallic sound for a moment, I don't know if what you mean is by misfire or rough idle. Sometimes when engine rough idles, or one of the cylinders is not running properly, and you try to accelerate, you hear that metallic sound. It's normal. When one cylinder is down completely, there's no power coming from there. Yeah, you could make that kind of sound. But I just hope that the timing off, that is not that bad, so that because if he has gone off to, if the timing is completely off, that's he is not even close, it could affect the valves, because it means some of the one or two or three, or depending on the valves, may start touching the pistons as they are both pistons are moving up and down on the bottom BDC and TDC, top dead center, bottom dead center. As it's moving up, they are, it's the work of the timing belt to prevent these two components from touching each other, or more like three components now. How many? Okay, they have two valves, exhaust, two valves, intake, then the piston. So 5 components now from touching each other. So if the belt, if you didn't align it very well, then something might happen. So I just hope that's not the case in yours. Otherwise, you may end up not just resetting the timing. You start to exhaust, what's it called? Valve work. It means you have to remove your cylinder head. But let's not go there, since the engine still start and run. Only that it stalls or dies. So I'll start from there. I'm still thinking, is there anything that, because I've looked at, when you consider what is in the timing chamber, or things you have to remove to access the timing chamber, I don't see anything there that will make the car stall. I mean, I know how, you say Peugeot 407, so I know how the engine bay is arranged. So, I mean, to change the timing belt on EW12J4 engine on 407, you won't even touch engine wiring harness. If it's the 406, yes, you have to move it aside. You have to disconnect the engine ECU and stuff like that. But for 407, I mean, you don't have any business with the engine wiring harness to change the timing belt on EW engines, especially this EW12J4. So I don't see what you could disconnect. Maybe you forgot to plug it back while you are changing timing belt. Now it's giving you this problem. Unless you went ahead and did it anyway. So I don't see why. What I'll do, I've said I know some people might say, "Oh, are you saying it's safe to change the timing belt in Peugeot 407 with this engine, leaving everything connected, all the electrics are connected?" Worst case scenario, you disconnect the battery. Yes, disconnect the battery. That's what I do. I won't go and start messing with all those. I mean, that's like I said, there's nothing there. Everything on that side are basically mechanical. Right, so not say alternator, you don't even need to touch all those things. All you need to remove the auxiliary belt, tensioner, roller, the engine crankshaft pulley, remove the plastic cover, and you do your work. When you're done, you put everything back. So that's why I'm not seeing anything there. Okay, you probably may have to disconnect the fuel, which is not electrical now, the fuel hose from the engine. Yeah, you have to disconnect it for you to be able to access it very well, But like I said, you may or may not have to. So I don't see why, unless there are some other things you did that while you were changing timing, but maybe other repairs you did that now is creating this problem, not the timing. But however, you see, it will make it easy once you plug this diagnostic tool, professional one, not generic or the simpler ones. No, I mean one that can actually assess everything in the ECU. Not every scan tool can do that. Some can only assess for example, there are some faults that will be in the ECU but will not trigger the check engine light. Such ones, some generic scan tool will not see those faults. They will only see the ones that trigger the engine ECU, engine check light on. So In that case, it will become useless. Why some the stuff like the PP2000 or other potential scan tool, whether the check engine light is on, once you put it on, anything that is stored there as fault will come up. So that's why I prefer use PP2000 or equivalent. So let's give this a trial. I think you'll find your problem. There, start from scanning the car. If you still have to look at the engine mechanical, the physically to know if something you forgot to plug back. I don't know. Like I see, scan tool will tell you exactly what the problem is, or at least give you an idea or limit your area of focus for you, so I know where to focus on. Even if you connected one of the sensors wrongly and this issue now come up, it will tell you, oh, sensor or component this or whatever this permanent fault. So which shows that sensor, even if it's connected, maybe it's connected with the wrong plug. So you go back to it and confirm truly, did it do it right? Maybe it's not this plug that's supposed to be attached on this sensor. It's supposed to be the plug, this, not this, stuff like that. So to help you to know what it is. But other than that, I'm looking at your timing. You didn't set it well. I hope that helps. All right.